Hey everyone, this is Steve Vincentler. As you can tell by my voice, I'm trying to shake a cold. Anyway, on this channel and previous videos, I have shared vision planning, uh, planning boards, vision boards as well, putting together a picture of the things that are important to you, where you're headed, and how to get there. I wanted to share a real quick tidbit that kind of ties into that a lot, is developing yourself. So as you look at your big picture and you look at all the things that you're doing, if you're doing everything that applies to what you're trying to strive for, you're going to run into roadblocks and you're going to run into plateaus. Basically what you're going to run into is you're going to figure out sometime down the road what skills that you currently have that are maxed out. So we all have skills, we all bring them to the table. Some have more, some of us have less. It just depends on where you're at, how far you are, and then the skills that you currently have. You run into what's called a growing pain. It means it's not that you can't do it, it's that you need help to get it crossed over and continue on. So in developing yourself, excuse me, you have to identify those skills early on that you're not strong at. Find somebody who is doing those skills right now that are very, very good at them. And what you want to do is you want to sit down and tell them what your goals are, what you're trying to do. And obviously you say, hey, I respect what you have. It looks like you're really doing well with these things, and I'm really not that good. Can you help me? Other ways are reading books on people's past experiences and how they've gotten through them. I've done do a lot of book reading myself. And on another video I can share with you some of the books I've read. John Maxwell is an author I've read a lot about. I've read a lot of Tony Robbins stuff as well. My point really is to get your big picture. You're not going to have all those skills. For a personal example for you, when I was looking at my career in the military, and I was probably in the late 90s, early 2000s, do I want to get out? Do I want to stay in? If I stay in, where can I go? I mean, how far can I go? And I had tried the officer route. It didn't work in my favor, which I was okay with. But then it's like, now what? What do I want out of this? And what am I willing to commit and dedicate to make this happen? So I met some really good chiefs, really nice chiefs that were really good at what they did. High level respect guys, high level guys, high standard guys, high discipline guys, committed to everything you could ever look for in a chief master sergeant. That's what I felt in these guys. And I thought, I want to be just like them. They were like attention magnets. They walk into a room and people just gradually kind of came to them and, hey, how you doing? How's it going? They did walk the room, but they didn't have to work the room really hard. And I thought, that's what I want. So I sat down with several of them and I said, hey man, this is kind of where I want to go. And a few of them took me under their wing, so to speak. And I listened to what they said, where I was at. And one of them that propelled me forward was, Steve, at some point in time, you're going to have to realize that your career field that you're currently in is not going to allow you to become a chief. A chief is a well-rounded, dynamic position. It's not just a stripe, but it's a position. It's a leadership role. So you have to develop yourself as a leader. And what kind of leader do you want to be? That was another good question. So you kind of ask yourself these questions. You're going along thinking, okay, what else do I need to do? What else do I need to do? Well, there's a whole list of stuff you got to do. But the position I was looking at had to be dynamic. It had to be thoughtful. It had to be a good listener. You had to be good speaking publicly, problem solving. You had to be a facilitator of conversations, whether it's with a head boss or whatever. You had to have these skills to be really good at what you did. Networking was another one. So in the last 20 years, that's what I did. I got into organizations, like one is an enlisted association, and I met with people from other states. And I started developing those skills that I identified. Public speaking was one, being a facilitator, what kind of leader do I want to be? So along with your vision board or your big vision of where you're headed, think in yourself in terms of what kind of person does that, and what do they look like, and how successful can you be? And I'm not talking success is on anybody's definition. I'm just saying for you, you have to figure out what kind of person you need to become to accomplish the goals that you want to do to reach that end point you're trying to go after. So along the way, you have roadblocks. Mentoring is one, book reading is another one. There's videos, all kinds of stuff out there. You have to find the right avenue that's going to take you where you want to go. So thanks for sharing, thanks for watching. I gotta take a phone call real quick, but please subscribe, add comments, and I'd love to hear from you, and I'll talk to you soon.